Today, Ohio's governor announced a new task force that will tackle rising property taxes. The Property Tax Reform Working Group will look for ways to lower property taxes for homeowners and businesses while making sure that schools, fire departments, and libraries still get enough money. Mahoning County Auditor Ralph Meacham is just getting back from a meeting in Columbus with other county auditors, and he joins us now to weigh in on the property tax issues in Ohio. So, Ralph, thank you so much for taking the time.
Very happy to be with you today.
Yeah, now this is something that you just got back from Columbus. You guys were talking about this extensively at this meeting, and we've been following the property tax proposals in the State House that lots of schools and districts, government agencies have major questions about, since that's where they get most of their funding from. So what are you and your peers saying about this task force as well as the property tax issues in Ohio?
I think the first thing, and what we talked about extensively, was the County Audit Association is still supporting some adjustment, some regulation, some relief for taxpayers on their property tax. And that's first and foremost. Now, what we first lobbied for did not make it out of the other end of the budget. There are some adjustments to that. We still stand willing and able and supportive of property tax reform. So over the next couple weeks, the General Assembly, the House, will be reassembling, I think around the 23rd of July, and they'll be working on overcoming the veto of the governor. It won't be everything that he vetoed, because he vetoed 56 different portions of that bill. But we're hopeful, county auditors are, that some of the items, specifically 3 of them, will be overcome. And they believe they have the votes in the House, and they believe they have the votes in the Senate, but we'll have to see.
Now, what do you say to all the school districts and, the fire departments, libraries that are really concerned about these 3, proposals that he vetoed if they do get, if the House does override them? There's lots of concerns about how they're going to get their funding. So is the task force, supposed to come up with a new idea to tackle that issue? And what would you like to see this new group consider before that date?
Well, let's talk about the new group. Over the last 2 years, there have been extensive meetings between the House and Senate, a joint committee, along with a lot of input from treasurers, commissioners, and the County Audit Association on property tax reform. And the comeuppance of all those meetings were the bills that were submitted, mostly by David Thomas, the state rep from Ashtabula, because he was a former county auditor. And it was very well crafted and thoughtful, and that was the result of all those meetings. So to convene another meeting now, I think we've already gone over that ground, and I don't see a lot of progress to be made. On the other hand, we could get some immediate relief next year by moving ahead with some of the things in the budget, well, to be vetoed in this budget. So one of the things the county auditors are not going to try to overturn, actually the General Assembly, will be the inside millage provisions, and that will not that would not take any money away from the library, schools, or police, or anything like that. That was kind of added in after the hearings anyway, so they have not much to worry about. As far as the other things, we'd like to see some regulation on the 20 mil floor. We'd like to see emergency and capital levies included in that calculation, and we'd like to see that calculation indexed to inflation, not property assessed values. Madison, what that had meant for us this last time around was in Mahoning County, we had a 38% on average increase in assessed values. So when the inside millage, and the inside millage, also known as the 20 mil floor for schools, that was increased by 38%. We're advocating an inflationary type of thing. So instead of 38, it would have been 3%. So they'd still be getting money, but it wouldn't be a windfall. And a windfall for the subdivisions is an extra burden on taxpayers. And taxpayers basically mean residential homeowners.
Yeah, it sounds like there's an effort to try to find a middle ground here to make sure that these, local agencies, schools are still funded.
I think they need to get their sleeves up and find some better ways to fund things locally. That means a bigger share of sales tax or a bigger share of the income tax.
We'll have to see how it all plays out. Ralph Meacham, thank you so much for joining us today and adding some clarity to these complex issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Madison. Thanks for having me.